secretary comes and like, oh, you're the best thing in the world. I'm just so happy that I'm able to work with you. You're just a sweet guy. And you're like, wow, someone still finds me sweet. And you go home, and your wife is, how come you're 5 minutes late today? Don't you know I really need you to be home? Hey, it's only going to last maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months. After that, the baby starts sleeping some more. You will be worse if you were working on 2 hours sleep. Things happen in life. If you forget your commitment at that time, the lady that is stroking your ego will get your attention. Am I making sense here? And it's not just to guys that happens. You're here at home and you feel you're not getting all the support from your husband that you need. You feel you're not being appreciated the way you want to be appreciated. And there comes this guy. It's like, wow, you're so beautiful. You say you're 30 years old? Wow, you passed for 18. Stop it! You know? And you keep wanting to hear that and hear it. And you start spending more time with the guy, he's boosting your ego. You forget your commitment. Forsaking all others. Same thing happens to us and God. God, no matter what happens, I'm going to love you. God, no matter what happens, you're going to be number one in my life. And a nice, handsome guy walks in. A blessing from God. And before you know what is happening, he's becoming number one in your life instead of God. We forget the conditions of our commitment or try to change the rules. See, forgetting the commitment, most of us remember the commitment, most of us try to change the rules on God. God says, you do what I say, and we say to God, but God, can I do what you want me to do only in this condition? God, can you make an exception for me in this situation? Okay, God, I know you love me with all your heart, and I love you with all my heart, but God, can I get away with this one? You know what, God, you can handle everything else in my life, but I'm going to choose my own spouse. Does God own your life or God own your life? The thing is, once you begin to do that, once you begin to change the rule in one place, it affects your commitment to God. We change our choice. Sometimes we just don't care. But if we keep God in our focus, we can never fall out of love with God. If you keep your spouse in your focus, you can never fall out of love with your spouse. We need to ask ourselves. And the questions from yesterday is kind of pricking us. And today we are building on that. Because some of the questions we're like, wow. And I'm kind of trying to show us why we get there. How many people work?
Work?
Yeah. To make money. Okay. How many people get paid by the hour? Okay. For those that get paid by the hour, you know there's a great temptation, especially if you can increase your shift. There's a great temptation when you need more money to work more shifts. Now, for someone like me, I get paid by the hour. Not only do I get paid by the hour, I get to make my own hours. I can work at home if I wanted to. So I have to keep reminding myself, money is not everything. Money is not, even when the bills need to be paid, money is not everything. Because what will begin to happen is your quiet time, you're like, okay, God, you know what? I will spend more time with you on Saturday and take the time Monday to Friday to make some more money. God, my tithes will increase. Yeah, right. Am I making sense here? Money. Taking things for granted. It's just Shelley, blah, 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 blah. That destroys relationship. And we said it when we were talking about our relationship with God. God is there every time. Yeah, it's okay. You know, if I don't pray today, God understands, God is there. You're taking God for granted. Somebody gave me this illustration. I read it in a book. Love, everybody has what you call an emotional bank. An emotional bank. So, like this. Full of, if this is full, you can draw out of it. Everybody has an emotional bank. That can be full or empty. Now, every time you take somebody for granted, you're withdrawing from your emotional bank. Now, what tends to happen with spouses is this. Let's say I'm in a congregation like this, and somebody says, oh, Bandele, I need to talk to you. Sure. I'm talking to you. My wife says, Bandele, I need to talk to you. Just a minute, just a minute. I talk to this person, talk to the next person, talk to the next person, then I go to my wife. Why? Oh, she's always there. No. Especially for ministers. And for Jose especially. Make sure that no matter who you're talking to, if your wife wants you, interrupt the person and go to your wife. It's a lesson I had to learn myself. Because I used to be the other way. When you want to talk to me, I'm coming. Yeah, I'm coming. And one day she was like, why am I left to be the last person? I said, no, you're not the last, you're the most important. He says, how come when I need to talk to you, talk to everybody else before you talk to me? Because that is the message we are sending to our spouse. That's the message we are sending to that person. You are the last. When I finish with everybody, then I have time for you. No, we need to turn it around and let them know. You are the person I will always, no matter who I'm talking to, if you need me and you tell me you need me, I'm going to put this conversation on hold and I'm going to come to you. Guess what? When they see you do it 2-3 times, your spouse will not come to you while you're having a conversation unless they really need to. And the same thing happens with God. You set up a time you're going to meet with God. And then the TV programming changed for that day. And this program you wanted to watch for a while, you were planning to rent the movie. It's on TV. You're like, you know what? God, I will spend the time with you and then just watch this one. That phone call comes in. Yeah, God, I'll talk to you after the phone call. And on the phone. That exam, oh God, I need to study for the exam. We take God for granted. God is always there. And guess what? When we do it enough times, our commitment to God begins to die. Do you take God for granted? Question. Think about it. Do you take God for granted? Finally, we look for excitement in other things. Almost every movie you watch this day, a guy meets a girl and they fall in love. And you can count before 10 minutes, they're in bed together. As they call it, making love. And even among Christians, many of us are looking for love and excitement in the wrong place.